Yeah, bro, like, as you already know, bro, I was fucking with you before the little fallout between you and your brother and whatever. And I was totally on your side with the situation, as I still am, like, but like, to be honest with you, the shit with Brazy and whatever, that shit kind of fucked me up and whatever, like, because, like, it was too internet for real, for real. And then it's like you jumped out there for your brother, which you won't even wrong for that, for real, for real. That's something you was supposed to do. But it was just the reality of seeing how your brother was wrong, like, and it took your brother doing you wrong and carrying you right after when you stuck your neck out there for him, knowing he was wrong, but you still stuck your neck out there for him and whatever, and then he carried you. And then it just made, like, then it was you against him when he started a beef between you and Brazy. When you and Brazy probably would have been cool as fuck for real, had it not been for him. Like, you and Brazy, y'all would have been goddamn rocking. Like, he would have been a nigga that put you on before your brother would have put you on for real. Not even talking bad on your brother, because I don't know him personally, but just on some real shit, like, a nigga that don't know you gonna treat you realer than a nigga that knew you your whole life for real. And that's some shit I just had to learn in life for real. Like, and I really feel like you and Brazy would have had a better bond had it not been for, the fallout between him and your brother for real, bro. And that's just some real shit, like, and I really feel like he would have fucked with you and took your goddamn music to the next level for real. Like, once you seen what your brother had did and whatever, just not had even indulged and whatever that your brother did with his own situation. But it's like he used you and put you in the line of the fire and got everybody choosing sides and judging you, when, you could have just played the background and, let your brother handle his own shit. And, once he would have did whatever he did, and if y'all would have had y'all fall out and you would have been dropping his music like you've been dropping lately, shit, niggas would have gravitated towards you, and there wouldn't have been no choosing sides between you and Brazy. Because it's like Brazy got a bigger fan base than you, bro. So it's like, the people that was fans of him became ops of yours, but it still became publicity. Like, ain't no such thing as bad publicity, bro. So, like, regardless of how it go, even if niggas on that bitch just trolling and whatever, it's still publicity. It's still goddamn recognition. So that's what I'm saying. You take that shit to YouTube, YouTube pay you off the amount of people that watch your live streams, the amount of people that actually sit in, and look at your videos and et cetera, and drop comments and et cetera. So it's like, if you do everything you doing on Facebook, if you take that shit to YouTube, bro, you gonna go up for real. Like my music dreams and my dreams as far as this music shit, me realizing how watered down and fugazi this shit is, I'd rather be a manager and let another nigga deal with this shit and just show a nigga the game for real. Because I know what I know, but it's just like, I can't apply that shit to myself for real. Because I haven't got that, that publicity or recognition, and I ain't even looking for it, because I don't want to be famous, bro. I just want to be heard and get paid off this shit and get some money off this shit for real, and get out the streets. Like, I did a total of 10 years in the penitentiary for real. And since coming home in 2019, fast forward to 2023, like this the longest I ever been on the streets, like, in my life. So it's kind of different for me, and it's kind of hard adjusting for real. Like, I done had a couple of run-ins with the law since I've been home, but, I came from up under this shit. But, like, me knowing that I ain't got no chances that I could really take too much more in life and whatever, and them people ain't gonna play with my ass if they get me back in that courtroom, it's like I be kind of chilling for real. And, I be having a little bit more free time than I want on my hands and whatever. So it's like, when the situation you came around and the beef with you and Brazy, I was able to, sit back and, analyze the situation and whatever, like, and, I was fucking with your brother when he first came home for real. I was fucking with bro hard, like, because, I was feeling him behind what he was pushing and advocating, like, basically, like, bagging him. I'm guessing they crossed him or did whatever, ain't look out for him, or whatever the fallout was about. I don't really get too much into it for real. But, behind the fallout, and, when he went and signed to them niggas, it kind of made me look at him kind of different, because I'm like, if they really did this, that, and the third, why you go sign? And then when Brazy, came behind him and said what he said as far as what he was saying about about bagging him to your to Brazy, like how he was talking about bagging him to Brazy. I was like, basically, that he the kind of guy where he like to divide and conquer for real, for real. Like, he'll divide the situation just to conquer. And, it's like, that was the situation with you and Brazy, and that was the situation between Bag and Brazy. Basically, he told Brazy, don't fuck with Bag, and had Brazy fuck with Bag, his career would have went to a whole nother level. And he already had a prosperous career, but it would have went to a whole nother level. And then it's like, he come out here, and he signed them, and, it was like a slap in the face to Brazy. And then he turned around, when Brazy come home, he used you as a pawn to fight that battle because he didn't want to fight it. I mean, that shit just want 100 for real. And then when dude get locked up, that's when, he say what he say and whatnot. But you was going hard from day one. You even went out there like. So, I can't say, goddamn, you started talking shit once bro got locked up. But I just feel like the shit wasn't supposed to happen the way it did, for real. And y'all could have been cool had it not been for your brother. That's just being real with you, bro. But definitely slap that shit on your YouTube and start going live on your YouTube and doing that shit from your YouTube, bro. Like, that's just some free game. I'm telling you, bro. You ain't gonna lose.